Okay, Monday, work done for today. Wife at college doing an exam. Good luck to that. So more drilling on the back end here. I'll take the subframe mounts off just so I can get at the edge a bit more, but we'll see on that. Not going to fit the battery box yet. I think I'm going to wait until I've got the floor in and maybe even the rear panel on, just in case it affects the shape of the floor. I don't think it will too much, but it's more important to get this back panel on. Made up a lead light a while ago. I thought I'd show you guys. Comes in handy sometimes. Nice little lead lamp, always useful to have around just to poke into the little nooks and crannies. Let you can just get right in there, see what you're doing. Always handy. Bit temperamental with a normal bulb in there. Doesn't really last too long. Maybe I should get an LED one or something. But hey, sometimes quite useful to just put it at the back there. I had a spare light. Maybe people found that funny. Alright, well let's crack on, do a bit more cutting. Chicken pies have got to go in the oven in quarter of an hour, so that's all I've got. Okay, more cutting, more grinding. So I'll just clamp back end on. It's not a perfect fit, but what I'm trying to do is get it flush along these lines, so at least this edge is very close to where it's supposed to be, regardless of if it's not sitting flush too much there. A bit late putting the chicken pies in and wedges, but they're in now, so that's good. So what I'm going to just do now is see, I just think I just need a bit more where the corners of the wheel arches are. Just this pattern panel's just not going forward enough. And then what I'm thinking of doing is clamping it in position once I'm happy with it, and then I think I'm going to try and run along with a disc cutter through both panels to make one cut, hopefully mark it, and then hopefully it should be a good line to then weld on. Obviously there's going to be a bit of fretting because the pattern panel's not the perfect curve compared to all the others, but it's close enough. Alright, may do that, or I may trim this one back a bit more and then mark it and then key it off and cut it, but we shall see. Okay, chicken pies are gone. Wife's still at home, so let's go out here a bit. Nearly there, I think. I'm getting a bad fit around there. May pull that out a little bit when we spot weld it later. Now time to trim it and get it to fit. Don't think I'm going to weld it in place yet until I get my extra strengthening panels, which will arrive hopefully tomorrow, so I'm out tomorrow night having a curry. So yeah, let's do some trimming. Alright, I just put some aluminium down underneath that. It seems like the floor barely touches the subframe anyway, but I thought I'd put some aluminium down. When I do weld across that later, I won't actually weld to the subframe either, so a little bit of surface rust, is a little bit pitted really, but it's still solid, so I think I'll just have to get away with that. Put a bit of cure rust on it. Bought some cans of Hammerworks. They seem to be going quite well actually. Painting some, get quite a gloss finish. So thinking of doing like boots and things, and maybe the floors and stuff just in Hammerwork, just to give it a bit of strength and just a bit of durability and help with the bust. Please shout if that's a bad idea, but I can't see what's wrong with it. Okay, it could be a pain to get off later, but it's only a boot floor anyway. Alright, let's trim up the repair panel. Alright, try and get the video in a bit closer this time. So I've trimmed the panel. I didn't go with the option of having both panels together and just going through with the saw while the disc cutter. So I trimmed the floor back first above the subframe. That's a good tip that somebody said. And then I laid this underneath, marked it just with a scriber, and then basically cut along with the disc cutter as you saw hopefully in the slow-mo or speed up. Then just a little bit of grinding just to get it a bit closer. It's not far off, maybe a little bit more, just in little areas, but it's a bit hard to tell. But as I said, I'm not going to weld that in. It looks like it lines up not too bad, to be honest. Now it's all cut. So I won't weld it in just yet because I'm going to wait for the other two panels that I'm waiting for that go underneath. One goes underneath and fills the bottom up, and then the other goes on top. That's not a problem. Then I can patch those ends in and fill those back in and get the subframe points back on. So it's not looking too bad. I think that'll be alright. What I might just do now is grind up the floor a bit and just get a little bit of prime on it because yeah, stop it going rusty. So let's do that, and yeah, all good. Okay, just ground that off. I've noticed I've now got a few pinholes coming through the floor. There. Oh. So, don't know if it warranted a whole new boot. Too late now. I'm just going to have to patch that the best I can. I'm just going to have to sort of cut some squares out and make some patch panels just to go in there and see if I can get rid of the bulk of the holes. To be honest, a bit of Tiger Seal would do, but hey, while we're here, let's try and do it half properly. But I think that's going to have to be another day now, so we'll wait for those other panels to come up. Let's patch those, patch the boot floor, and yeah, I might just try the rear valance on just to see how that looks. But that's it for tonight. I don't know if that makes a whole video, we'll see. Alright, just add a little bit more to the end of the video. I've just quickly just clamped up the rear valance. And yeah, making the back end look really sorted now though. So, it's all looking good in there. It's not looking too bad. Got to still trim the edges yet, so that'll be the next job before I do all the whole floor. But yeah, yeah, you see there, got my passenger floor arrived, so that's all good. So got a lot more cleaning out to do yet, but once we get this back end done, hopefully in the next week, we can then move around to the driver's side. Got another rear quarter to go back on as well. Got a few stuff arriving in the post. Can pop down to Play Mini tomorrow hopefully. And all good. And then obviously we can modify the battery box, and that's it. It's looking good, solid back end now soon. Most of the rust cut away, just some arches to repair as well, the back of the arches. But that's a hell of a lot better than it used to be. Proud of that. Alright, till tomorrow kids.